It's about 7:30 a.m. on Super Tuesday as voters across North Carolina are headed for the polls. But for a brief period, finding those locations was pretty puzzling for some voters.
Mistakenly said to vote at the Board of Elections office in Burnsville.
Those voters were listening to Yancey County country radio station WKYK. Radio host Michael Ardell telling listeners to vote
where the early vote was being held, instead of the correct location, which would be the various precinct locations.
But it didn't take long for Ardell to realize his mistake.
Corrected that right after the Board of Elections contacted me. Basically, we just picked up the information from the early voting information, and we had it typed up as a news story.
By 8 a.m., Ardell was back on the air, setting the record straight.
He called the Board of Elections director at 7:57, and 10 minutes later, I had the message was out on the air mass messaging system.
The county's emergency management coordinator, Jeff Howell, helped clear things up too. Only problem, by then, the station was already accused of spreading, quote, misinformation.
It was absolutely not misinformation because that implies bad intent, that someone is being deliberately misled.
The Associated Press putting out this headline: Emergency robocalls correct voting misinformation in North Carolina. Ardell says that implied the mistake was malicious. He insists it was not. What do you say to people like that who are saying, oh, this was malicious, or there was intent behind this mistake?
I don't know. As you said, I think that you hear more of that than you ever did before. There was a day when you could make an honest mistake and people moved on. We all make mistakes back here and there, and we just kind of accept it and move on, correct them as quick as we can, and go on from there.
Well, in today's political climate and in a crucial election year, Howell says there are lessons to be learned here and things they can do better. One of the biggest things, communication.
We should have gotten together and gotten the media together and said, okay, here's the way that it's going to be. And we will do that for the general election this fall.
In Yancey County, Mark Liverman, News 13.